Welcome. I'm really excited today to introduce you to this beautiful meal. It was given to us by our health coach, Jessica Wagner. If you've not had the opportunity to work with her, this is one of her great recommendations. But it also can be tailored by her for your particular needs. This one was given to me, and typically this will be a meal that I'll have for lunch because it's a heavy meal and it's very filling and satisfying. And that's when you want to try to heat your heaviest meal. If you think about it, the digestion slows after the sun goes down, and you really want to eat your heaviest meal when the sun's at its highest point. So, I'll just talk to you a little bit about quinoa. And we talked before about the benefits of quinoa, how it really has got so much more fiber in it than other grains. And it is a great source of protein. Because we're not using any meat in this grain bowl, then we want to have some protein. So we want to use the grain in a way that'll help fill us and be satisfying, but give a lot of health benefits as well. This is very easy to cook and it only takes a few minutes. I already have a full cup made here, a little bit less than a cup, and I'll use about half of this in the recipe. And depending on what Jessica has recommended for you or what your own dietary needs or health goals are, you might use between 1/8 and 1/2 cup of the quinoa. So we'll be adding that to our recipe. And I have some dark leaf romaine lettuce here, cleaned, washed, and topped, and this is organic. And I also have a variety of vegetables here that we're going to put together. So I've got some orange pepper. And again, as I mentioned earlier, at the beginning of the week when you're bringing your vegetables home and you've decided that you'll use the orange pepper, clean it and organize it, cut it, maybe even bring it into strips and have it ready. And I didn't quite use all of this. This is the 4th time I'll be using this. So just keep this to the side, and the next time you need it, just pull it off and cut off what you need. So I've got the orange pepper, and these are organic radishes that have been diced. This is an organic cucumber, and I made it really small. I'm not a fan of having to really chomp through the salad and have to cut it a lot. It's nice when you're making it to make it to bite-sized pieces. This is a spicy sprout. I didn't grow these this week, but you can get these organic sprouts at the store. I also have the white heads of scallions cut, and finally some organic tomatoes. And we're going to be putting that all together in a minute. In the end, we'll top with a fresh herb, and you can use any herb that you like or that you have on hand. Today I'm using cilantro. Jessica would give me a good spanking for that because I'm a little bit cilantro snobby and will use it a lot, and it's better to create variety. Go parsley 1 week, bay leaf 1 week, or basil 1 week, cilantro, and try to mix it up so you can get that good variety in your diet. And this is a fermented slaw. This one happens to be called Jacob's Raw. But this is a melody of fermented vegetables. And they're raw. And of course, the fermenting of the vegetables is what creates the health benefit. It creates a natural probiotic. And I'll top this onto the salad as well. And one of our final toppings before we make a dressing is a ground sesame seed. And you could just put sesame seeds on your dish, but grinding them is going to give it a little bit of a different consistency and benefit. And I really want you to start thinking about using sesame seeds. I just used a coffee grinder and put them in and ground them up. But these are great. Again, they're a good source of protein, just like the quinoa that we've been using today, but they're awesome for digestion. They're great for your skin. They've got a lot of heart benefits, and they're great for your bones. If you've got any arthritis, this would be a great thing to get into your diet. I like to pretend that it's Parmesan cheese. And so at the end, I'll just get a spoon out and I'll sprinkle it on the top. And it will remind me of cheese. But if you're not dairy friendly, then stay away from that and go with the sesame seeds. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put it together. We'll be back together in just a second to plate it. All right, the best part of cooking, putting it together and eating it. So I have the lettuce already chopped, and depending on who you're feeding, you may have more or less of that. And really what you want to do is just go ahead and get the quinoa out and sprinkle it on. You could assemble this any way that you wanted to. I like to put the quinoa on first. It's kind of like putting the meat, if you will, onto the product. Now I literally probably haven't even put on 1/4 cup here, but you're going to do that to taste. And again, I'm saving the rest because let's say I have another recipe in mind for later today, or maybe tomorrow, or I want to plan ahead. And so we'll just put the sprouts on. And those, of course, are to taste. I never was a fan of sprouts or anything stringy in my food, so I just cut these up and chop them so that they're a little bit smaller. And then you can layer these in however you want to layer them in. And for whatever reason, if you know, you don't digest onions well or radishes, pick something else out. You know, you could get a different pepper or, you know, something else that you know that you like. Now this doesn't keep real well in the refrigerator, but I could make this today and it would be okay for lunch tomorrow or for dinner. You just probably wouldn't want to put your dressing on, that's all. Now you cannot tell me that is not one of the most gorgeous things that you have ever seen. I'm dousing it with the cilantro. And we'll put it up for a minute. We'll do a screenshot of it now. Maybe we'll wait and do it at the end. And I'm just going to grab the, almost forgot the slaw. And this slaw comes a little more chunky. I always take it out, put it in the Vitamix and grind it down, and I get it a lot smaller. Because again, I don't want to bite into a big hunk of cabbage. So you could just kind of sprinkle that on over the top. Now, if your cubicle roommate or the people in your family are a little resistant to strong smells, they might not like you eating this because it does have a little bit of a strong smell. But this is literally one of the best things in the world that you can do for your gut. You don't have to take a pill. All you have to do is eat it and it will naturally do the work to balance the gut. And there's my Parmesan cheese, which is really my ground up sesame seed. And I'll get a screenshot of that and then we'll come back together and make a raspberry olive oil dressing, which is fabulous. Great, it's time to whip up something delicious to drizzle over the top. So I've made this raspberry sauce and have used it before on other recipes. It's basically just fresh raspberries that have been rendered down with a little bit of raw organic honey and water. So what we're going to do is we'll take some first press, cold pressed olive oil and put that into our dish. And we're going to put a little bit of this raspberry sauce in. This will give it a little bit of acidity too. And I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon as well. This is a organic lemon. And we're just going to whisk it up. And we'll put that right on top of our finished product. We'll salt and pepper it. And then just be so thankful and so happy that we have made this amazing dish. Very nice. And then there's our finished salad. So we'll just drizzle that right over the top. And if you're not making your own dressings, I really want you to start thinking about it. They're so simple and so easy to make, and they don't have any of those preservatives or additives, and it really just takes time. So we'll salt and pepper it to taste. We'll give you a final screenshot of that, and we really want you to enjoy it. Thank you for watching the channel, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your desire to eat well and to be healthy. We'll see you next time.